is a step above what they used to be. But are they going to be good enough to contest against Sentinels? Well, we're here to find out in this best of 3.
Not to mention, they've got the support of Boostio Mom, and that puts your power level over 9,000. Now, of course, the execute comes through. Space Station have managed to successfully make their way onto the A side. And they actually have a lot of players down below in hell. Sick gonna find the first one onto Boostio. Inski and company down below on that hell side. Profi gonna be playing towards the arches, waiting for any potential players to come into the tree room. So far, ShahZaM finds one. They drop down. The engagement happens. Sinatra's gonna help the frenzy spraying through, and it's trade for trade for trade. It's down to Profi. Sinatraa with the frenzy. 2 remain for Sentinels, and they'll pick up that first pistol.
Great start for them. Curious to see how much Aldrin is used. There's not much utility left for Profi to muster up, but he's still continuing to push forward.
Got a lot of ground here. Sick on the opposite side. Door closed, and that was the defense closing that one. So that's a little bit unfortunate. Sick misses that window as well. Profi finds another. That's so much value. Push up the middle. 2 picks just right in the pocket for Space Station.
Standing ahead.
Door down. Making Sinatraa a little bit concerned, but push does end up on the A site.
zombs is going to find more than he bargained for. Boostio is able to get even more in a 5 versus 2 now. Luckily, Ares takes a lot of damage within the smoke, but that's because Profi was pushing through Garden and got a bit more insight. Doesn't quite spot Sinatraa, who has had to lurk over on B. A 4K from Leeway when it comes to making mistakes. Speaking of which, Roka gets tagged, takes a bit of damage, but it's still just going to be annoying. No rotates have come through. But look at ShahZaM. He's flirting with the idea of pushing mid. And all of this utility is shut down to stop one man.
Zombs now is going to have to deal with this push in. Has the Bulldog. Shot's going to be good onto Boostio, but he doesn't get traded. dapr now here participating as well, but can't convert onto anything. An interesting updraft. You don't really get to see that angle too often. Almost connects in. Oh boy. Roka's just going to scoop that one up. Down to the 3v3. Aftershock down below. One does get injured, but Roka's going to be the gatekeeper there of them dropping down from the heaven side. That's one down. Has a little bit more to work with. Trying to escape through the arches, but he'll get shot right in the back. They know they're down there. Trying to spray through. One will come easy here for Seth, but now it's just down to Sinatraa. And unfortunate for him, Style.
The attack inside into his web on B.
Profi, despite leveling up on this map, ShahZaM gets the better of him in the opening op duel. Tend to not see very many Sova op players, but Profi trying to take it into his hands. Find some value. Boostio, the running back, does find Sick and will teleport back after finding some value in the fruit market. But dapr's there. He's laying in wait for them. Good tags as well. Waiting for the utmost important moment to use the cam. But Boostio and Inski will find the picks they need. Down to the 2v2. Spike down, so it's in a little bit of a tougher spot. ShahZaM's waiting for zombs to arrive at the fruit market. But Boostio's playing down by logs. Upgrade now for ShahZaM. The Phantom. There's the player down behind the logs. And as he's dropping with the spray, beautifully done down to Inski. Zombs with the paranoia. Here comes Smoke. He's trying to play close. ShahZaM does get taken out, but Zombs comes in from behind. The Sentinels will find themselves in the lead.
Nice flank peek from Zombs just to make sure that dapr and Sick has been really good on this B site. It's looking to have that same impact again. From the shadows is going to be used to see exactly what's happening on A. The rotation not quite being bought at this point, and ShahZaM gets that first kill again.
Hunter's Fury for Profi, but they've already managed to make their way onto the site. They still have to deal with the players playing close. This is, of course, a little bit of an awkward round. dapr and Sick! They hold him off! dapr with another. Down to one final player, it's Inski. And they just rush him with the Thrifty. What a tough...
In. Do you expect Seth and Profi to be able to hold in a similar position? Look how aggro this is. Profi's going to try and meet them within the cyber cage. Sentinels are out for blood.
Get out the little clown clown car. The Fiesta's coming through. Seth does manage to trade, but it's already too little, too late. Not enough time to apologize. Roka and Boostio now starting to push forward. But it's a lot of injured members on the Sentinel side, so still a huge possibility here for Space Station to get some damage done. They don't have players playing towards B main. They're actually just going to live and die on the spike. Just like that. ShahZaM in the smoke.
Very much riled up after that series with NRG. He is in full control from start to finish, being able to survive for as long as he is and confirm a few kills. zombs has also been that kind of player. Everybody now showing up for Sentinels. You can tell that they didn't take that last series as well, but SSG coming into this not with the same impact that we should be expecting.
That first half, Space Station has really felt like they've lost a little steam. Insky with the trade, ShahZaM pushing forward down into Broza. Zinsky has to angle in towards the courtyard. Spray will push him off. The rest of Sentinels really going to rely on dapr here with all the control that he's gotten towards this B side. Crouching up and under. ShahZaM will find another. Tico round had potential, but I mean, it's difficult. It's very, very difficult.
Enemy remaining.
I was considering, with the score being 13-8 in both the games, have more rounds where you go, wow, these guys are good, but we have not seen that. And this is a team that I just like to say, Roka especially, can
found some life in the past 2 rounds and have really things up. Once again, the same execution sentence. This time, we got the red carpet that's rolled out, but ShahZaM's already gone. The entry out of commission. Now it's all down to zombs. He takes out Seth alongside the rest of the team pushing in. They smoke off the heaven side, use the neural theft to know where the players are coming from. That gives away the flank towards A main, so they know to expect it. Dart's coming through, likely towards the hell side. Now it's just down to the rest of SSG to push back in. Insky, Boostio, Profi. That's going to be good for Profi. Finds Sick. That's another one onto Sinatraa. Things are not looking so good. They know where the players were coming from. They had neural theft. But now it's just down to time. Dapr's gonna fall. It's all down to zombs. And it's not enough. What a beautiful retake for SSG, despite Sen even knowing where they were from, where they were coming from. Well done. Find another round on the board for Sentinels. So a lot of utility available. Still a very doable round for them, but Sentinels do have the weapon advantage. Sorry, Space Station have the weapon advantage.
Oh, Boostio. Bit of hubris to sort of go in there. He's given an upgrade to Sinatraa, who's ready to go for this execute. Rolling Thunder even going to be dedicated. Roka wants to try to fight, but they line up. Zombs with a stinger gets 2. And just as SSG were looking so good, it falls apart to another thrifty round from Sentinels. And it's looking to be flawless at this point as Seth is down to 33 HP. Have to give up his position. Sentinels are kill hungry to make this a perfect round. Great stuff from them. Don't want to have to go into overtime again. The Blade Storm is going to be held onto, and Roka wants to play aggro in A main, but the Eldron is going to temper him. Flash is good. Boostio flashed out, but Insky gets ShahZaM in the process. In fact, it gets 2. It's all falling apart yet again from Sentinels. We're looking to be going to overtime, and it's
really going to be the mid play here for Sentinels. Yes, they're on the opposite side. Yep. Doesn't even need Insky. Profi's just leveling up huge. Shots are going to be good across the board, and we're likely going to get another overtime.
Profi is low. dapr, Sinatraa, what could he do in this 2 versus 5? Would be a hell of a clutch, but just as I say that, completely flawless.
Farmers here for SSG. The fall line comes through. Seth's still in the same position as he was before, and that spike is going to end up on the A side. Like, that's really what the entire plan was all along. Roka's in a really tough spot, does get paranoid. Beautifully done by zombs. 2 players down for SSG, but Profi and Insky remain.
Those been shut in their face as they tried to go through tree. There's no time for subtlety either. They've just got to barrel it through. 4 players from Sentinels over on the site. Smoke is a good one to allow Sick to transition away. Help out from A main alongside ShahZaM. But tall order now from SSG to try and bring this back with this retake.
Flash in. Another flash through from Boostio. The wall goes up and dapr's on the right side of it. Sinatra's going to spray through Boostio. dapr with another, and now, of course, the teleport through. It's a flawless. Feels so very successful last time. This time, might have a little bit more. Shots can be good for ShahZaM. Shock darts once again find Seth, and he's down to 9 HP. Beacon Bolt does spot him out. Yep, just shots through the dice. Now Profi's trying to wrap around onto zombs on the catwalk. We'll find that frag. The rest of the players still have to worry about Insky, who's throwing utility out the window. Shot's going to break through. Boostio will now work with Insky to go through the tree room, while Profi will get tripped up by the tripwire down the A main. ShahZaM's going to be holding the angle as we get an aerial view of the site. ShahZaM playing in Wine Cellar. Profi's not going to expect this. Doesn't have a lot of utility. Shots going to be good. That's unfortunate. Down to one final player. It's Insky. 1v4. Sentinels are just trying to push this map over the edge. Shot's going to be good onto one, but dapr will seal on their defensive end. I'm imagining they want to improve that quite a lot.
Gives you that impression.
No charges.
Just their gusto, their desire, on a sense, just the way that they were playing. You do have the spike down on the B site. Profi playing flank, but he does get tagged by the camera, and now the spike continues to tick. They're just trying to clear out the B site to start. ShahZaM playing in the smoke. It's a very cheeky spot. Profi actually finds a little bit of success now as they start to try to push through. The burst classic works out for ShahZaM. He finds one as well. Sinatraa down to the 3v4. Profi is out of the picture, and now it's just down to Insky. ShahZaM is really just...
This series at least. Again, I hate to be the kind of person to go that he is the sole problem. He is definitely not, but he has a big game ahead of him, and you want to see him absolutely start to shine. But Profi's been that player. Old Faithful has been the greatest addition so far. Boostio is at least able to tag up one whilst getting a kill. Now it's just Sick, Zombs backing up, heading towards C, where there's absolutely nobody from SSG hanging. But they're rotating away expecting.
They're not exactly beelining to the C side for the defense, but they'll maybe using the Owl Drone to kind of clear things out. Smoke towards the connector. Owl Drone will spot out one. Ooh, doesn't spot out six, so he's actually in a really good spot. But he has the spike, which means he's got to get it down. Tracking dart's going to make it a little bit difficult. Here's the swing. Can only find one still alive, as Zombs is now going to be taken out of the picture. And that third round conversion goes to
SSG forced to eco.
That's a great way to start the eco round, though. An upgrade off the ground. Boostio with the knives. Take out Zombs. Still 4 players remain, and they're going to get this A site relatively for free. There's a camera there that'll spot them out, but for the most part, uncontested. Now SSG, with their stack towards that C site, are going to have to retake the site with less than desirable weaponry.
Sick in an aggressive spot. Really now it's the case of Sentinels expecting flanks, but no, not really. SSG all going to be piling from the same general direction. You even have Seth just checking for the flanks just in case Sentinels are trying to wrap around and catch people out. Not quite going that way. An Euro 50 is good to use if Sentinels can get that kill, but Boostio gets a second with the ultimate. Hopped in, gets a third, but can't quite connect onto Sinatraa. Just looking in behind him. Now the number game, very much in favor of SSG.
Oh, that's huge for Sinatraa. Finds 3. It was looking so good for SSG, but now I don't think he's got enough time. Profi is going to die to the spike. Yes, it was an expensive main. They need 3 out of the 4. Have a similar stature of what happened that last round. And with ShahZaM doing things like that, it's just a little unfortunate. Even with the Zerg rush from SSG, it takes 3 or 4 players to take down ShahZaM on the Seco. Paranoia is going to put Seth in a tough spot. And now it's just down to Profi, who's hoping for a shock dart frag somewhere, somehow.
Sinatraa, but instantly destroyed. So the Eldron is going to fulfill that job. He gets a lot of information on where people are playing from, and Sick with the run it back is meant to be the opening onto the site. The P comes through, but ShahZaM is able to at least get that first kill. Sinatraa now playing off the site is skipping and jumping to see if he can get any more. And dapr playing from short is going to back off. The spike is left in a with direction, I
remaining.
suppose, from Sentinel, but it's not going to matter too much. The spike is not going to be the objective that's played around, with Roka only having a sheriff. Sick gets a second. And we
his way in, but he's hoping to wrap around for this B executed. He's going to be a huge player to think about and consider, unless his team really just dies in the process. Spike's down now. Huge trouble for SSG, but will Seth make it in time?
I'm surprised that they weren't expecting that kind of play. Boostio and Seth, though, have managed to get some stuff in, but dapr with the shot, he has made his way into the center of the map. They are now going to pincer the only member left, which is Seth, who went all the way through to A-Link. He's good for one before ShahZaM trade. Sinatraa still in mid with the Odin, is going to be just holding on to see if anybody lurks. Seth is considering it, but not quite. It's a C execute sick. Knows it's coming with a lot of information, but Insky fully flashed, still gets the headshot. dapr has a nice angle, but the updraft is going to at least give up his position. And things not really going that well. There's lots of big ballers from SSG until ShahZaM gets that kill.
Sinatraa and ShahZaM. Sinatraa just trying to spray through the double box. Unfortunate that Boostio is holding a little bit of a different angle from that box, and he's actually going to get the safety there. So now as they start to push in, there are a couple of injured members for SSG, but this should be around for SSG until something like that happens. Sinatraa will fall, and now it should be quite in the pocket, but ShahZaM something for trophy. Shot's going to be unfortunately not good. Down to 7. I think it did kick away. It did shoulder peek the long side. We do have zombs playing towards A-long, so he's going to feel a little bit of a strong SSG force as they're slowly starting to consider the opportunity of pushing down that side. They haven't really looked there. They're going to have to use some utility to push forward, so the result can't really afford that. They already have used a lot towards the C side, so far, we just have Sinatraa, Sick, and dapr waiting on the site.
30 seconds
Obviously,
left.
with Stingers, don't really have the best economic weaponry. Here comes the Hunter's Fury. Sick does get tagged. He's got to dodge it as much as he can, but he does eventually get taken out by a Boostio while Flash manages to find dapr. Sinatra's got Hunter's Fury of his own. Missed shot there from Boostio. Still has the Blade Storm available. Shock Dart comes in. It does find him. That's op down, but 3v2. Spike is down, nowhere.
Waste if he wants to win this round. Stinger and a dream. Two-pronged attack there from Pro.